Yes, you have read that title right. Knockout City has the lore, and today I will be revealing it. First, let's start off by saying that this isn't the complete lore of the game, and I need your help. The way I have found this lore is from audio lines inside the game, but there are still plenty of audio lines that I haven't found yet. These audio lines are triggered from doing specific things, like walking past something. I have spent hours searching for all the audio lines, but there could still be more out there. So that is why I'm asking all of you guys to help me with this project. If you wish to contribute to this, go out searching in Knockout City, and if you find an audio line that I haven't mentioned in this video, record that audio line and then comment on this video for me to check it out. So far, I've only discovered a few chunks of lore, but these chunks of lore are extremely important and will probably impact the game in later updates and new maps. So without further ado, let's get into it. Lore Part 1, The Radio Man. Most people already know who the Radio Man is. He basically is the DJ/referee of the game, and tells the player more about the map at the beginning of the round. But did you know he lives on the moon? Yes, the Radio Man lives on the moon. In the Galaxy Burger map, if you go inside the restaurant, the Radio Man says,
Oh man, I used to eat here every Friday. It's been years. You think they delivered to the moon? I'll tip double.
This is what first got me thinking about the lore. He straight up says that he lives on the moon. This explains how he always knows when there is a battle going on, and how he always knows what's happening in real time. The fact he said he hasn't been there in years implies that he's lived on the moon for a while now. Now, there is more proof that he lives on the moon in an audio log in Back Alley Brawl, where he says,
The green tube will zip you over to Green Ivy. Not a lot of greenery up here on the moon. It's just me and my cactus.
This is proof that he's lived on the moon, since he mentioned it twice now. There is also a good chance that the Radio Man used to be a brawler before he went to the moon. In many audio logs, he gives you tips about brawling that only a brawler would know. And he also mentions it in an audio log I found in Back Alley Brawl. He says,
What do you think? The Water grows on trees? They exclusively serve brawlers here. And there's enough of us to keep them in business for years. Mention I sent you, and they might just throw in some extra fish cakes.
If the noodle shop specifically serves brawlers, and he's got good relations with them, that means he probably was a brawler. And I might be thinking that's not enough proof to show that he's a brawler. Except for one thing. There's another audio line in Rooftop Rumble where he says,
The lamplight. I got my start there. Brawling during the day and DJing at night. No matter the beef, everyone was friends at the old lamplight.
This means he used to be a brawler before he went to the moon. So yeah, that is all the lore I've been able to find about the Radio Man so far, so now moving on to the world. Lore Part 2, The World. The world that Knockout City takes place in is a very different world from the world we live in. There are a much more futuristic society. This is proven with all the floating cars and the train tracks that can appear when needed in Jukebox Junction. They even have people living on the moon seen by the Radio Man. Their world isn't just different technology-wise, but also geography-wise. If you go into a concussion yard, aka the old school, you will see an image in a classroom. Their Earth looks like a person getting hit by a dodgeball. Now you might be thinking, they just put that in there as a joke, and I would agree with you if it wasn't inside a school. Schools are for learning, and I doubt that a school would put up a fake map inside of a classroom. There isn't much about their world, but I still want to mention the map inside the classroom because I think it might be important later on. Lore Part 3, Malcolm Magpie. Now, the name Malcolm Magpie may seem foreign to some players, but trust me, you have heard it before. Malcolm Magpie is the man who bought the school inside of Concussion Yard. In an audio log, you hear,
We tried to save the school. We even had a fundraiser right here on the station. But there's not much a bunch of brawlers can do against the mega millions of Malcolm Magpie.
The Radio Man just says that Malcolm Magpie bought it. This is also proven with all the cargo crates saying Magpie on them. By this we can assume Malcolm Magpie is an extremely rich man. In fact, I have an image of him from Concussion Yard. So now, you might think this is all we have on Malcolm Magpie at the moment, except for one thing. In the map Rooftop Rumble, the Radio Man says this.
That multi-millionaire Malcolm Magpie has been buying up huge chunks of the city. Says he's gonna revitalize the place. Out with the old and in with the new, I guess. If you ask me, that kind of talk is for the birds.
This means that Malcolm Magpie is going to do something. We don't know what he's going to do with the land yet, but I believe we'll find out in a later update. There could even be a live event where Magpie uses the land he bought to make something that the brawlers have to try to stop. There's also some foreshadowing that something is going to happen. In multiple maps, you can see the phrase, "It's coming." I believe the devs has to do with Malcolm Magpie. So yeah, that is the lore of Knockout City so far. I'm super excited to see where this game is going to be going. If you made it to here, please hit the like and subscribe button. I obviously enjoyed this video, and it took me such a long time making this video, from trying to find all these audio lines to writing the script. Now, just like I said at the beginning, I need your help. It is my goal to find all the audio lines and discover the lore, but I can't do it alone. So if you got the time, please go out there and try to find the audio lines in Knockout City. There is hidden lore and probably a bunch of stuff that I've missed, so let's discover this together.